Okay, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Dirk. I've got Dustin back with me again. And just a few things to get us started here to make things go quick. If you're interested in just listening to the audio, I have just submitted the podcast to iTunes, and they will review it and then get back to me. And then after it is approved by iTunes, I can start mass uploading the audio that I already have. And then I can also add the audio from the videos that we're doing now, and then we'll get all caught up. So that's underway. I'm terribly dyslexic when it comes to technology, and actually dyslexic just in general, but I struggle with going on the computer and stuff. Not my thing. So I procrastinated. It took me a little longer. And so that'll be underway pretty quick here. Other than that, let's just dive into it. Let's talk about today. Dustin just bought himself a new to him, kind of off-road, bug-out type vehicle. Why don't you just dive in on what you got out there?
Yeah, man. So I just got a 1978 Suzuki LJ80. She's a little rough. She's got some rust and stuff, and she needs some body work and a little bit of engine work. But considering the fact that today's the first day that she's running yours, she's running pretty good.
Yeah, you drove it up here. We could hear it down the road, but it seemed like it drove up this road just fine.
Yeah, it drives real good. I mean, I drove it around town today before I went to my nephew's birthday party, and I drove it here, and it's working pretty good. I mean, it does need an oil change. Obviously, the oil's looking a little dark and stuff. And I actually put in some windshield fluid because I wanted to wash the windshield, right? So I got to the birthday party, and I was like, oh, let's see if this button works. I pressed it, and I hear it going. I'm just like, oh, it probably just needs to fill the lines and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, it's taking a really long time. Like, something must not be right, but you can hear the engine, like a little motor running for it. And then my feet start getting wet, and I was
the hose had cracked.
I was like, oh, dang it. I looked down and just tons of windshield fluid. And I'm just like, no, my electrical. So no windshield fluid yet. I got to fix that and stuff.
What's pretty cool about those vehicles, like those older vehicles, is that there's not a lot of technology involved in them. So like a little electrical goes, you just run a wire from A to B. You don't have to program anything.
Yeah, you don't have to program anything. It's not going to cost you for like a $10,000 computer or anything like that.
No, so that's pretty nice. Like I have a Chevy tracker out there. Yeah, a little Geo tracker, and it has less problems than my 2015 tracker. No, I have a 2015 Chevy Trax, and I have a 1994 GMC tracker.
Yeah, that's right.
Holy. Yeah. I have a Trax and a tracker. That was difficult. Anyway, so the newer vehicle, the 2015 Trax, the check engine light is on for every little thing, like everything. And sometimes it just comes on and you got to go, you pay to get it run on the computer, and they're like, oh, it's just this. And then they clear it and whatever. And you're like, I wasted time and I had to pay for the check engine light to be cleared and whatever. Those older vehicles, like that little tracker is thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I got you.
They're you open it, there's room to work on those engines. Like there's space to operate in those things. They're hardy. They run good. There's not all this electrical stuff getting in the way or compromising your vehicle. I mean, I got mine strictly for 4x4ing, possibly hunting. It's not. I'm going to chop the back off of it, take the gas tank, lift it up to behind the driver's seat, and then cut the frame right behind the tires so that I can reverse up rocks and whatever. And I'm going to put a little 1-inch spacer lift or 1.5-inch spacer lift in between the springs. And a fun little project. But we rip around the property on it, take it on some of the back roads here, and you can do the same. Like that little truck is like a perfect bushcraft type truck.
It's sweet. I mainly got it one to try and fix up and learn how to do that kind of stuff. I think it'd be kind of a fun project. But I got it because I wanted to be part of my bug out kit.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was telling you, in the future, like 5-10 years from now, I may consider doing it, like converting it to electric. Mostly because the engine that's in it now, it's the original engine from 1978.
Yeah.
And it only comes stock with 40 to 50 horsepower or something like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not that powerful. Apparently, it's great for off-road, right? But if I can convert it to electric, there's this new thing called like solar fabric, and I'm gonna make a custom canopy around the back thing, and it's gonna be
You never watched the Joe Rogan where Elon Musk came on the first time and he said that there wouldn't be enough energy absorbed off the body of a vehicle with solar power to charge the actual engine it needed to run it.
No.
Yeah, so Elon Musk dove into that a little bit on the Joe Rogan podcast. Man, I think you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to figure out all that electrical stuff. Go diesel.
Oh, I'm not gonna worry about switching the engine anytime soon at all. I'm gonna make the body look nice and new first. Anyways, and the engine wins great. It runs great, not wins. Runs
it's pretty sweet. You know, if you're going to watch this on YouTube, I'm going to throw a video up of that vehicle that he got lean back, right there. There'll be a video or a photo that pops up of that. All right, man, because we're just trying to crunch some time here, let's get into a couple other things I wanted to get on about. One thing I want to talk about is that I got this chicken. Going to throw up some I'll warn everybody. I'm going to warn everybody now that I'm about to throw up some photos that are very graphic. I had a chicken that got an injury, and I had to rescue it and play doctor. And she's in the room with us now. We've named her Little Lady. As we become friends with our chickens as individuals, we give them names. So this one we have a good bonding moment now, and now she's the Little Lady. Anyway, so we're going to throw up some photos. And you can look at those. They're pretty graphic. So what happened is like Canada Day, happy Canada Day or belated Canada Day, everybody. Canada Day, we come home from a family visit out and a nice little barbecue, proper social distancing, etc. So we come home. I'm tearing down we bought this kiddie pool that was, I don't know, it was too tall and too big for my kids and I to utilize safely, because we'd have to supervise the kids like we got the baby and someone had to be with the baby and someone had to be in the pool, and then they had to take turns passing because the pool's too deep for the kids to be in by themselves. So only one kid would be able to go into this pool by themselves because one parent would have to be with the baby. Anyways, it was getting complicated. The kids were throwing rocks in it, so I sell the pool, and I was working on getting the pool torn down, broken out, and sent out of here, and I didn't notice anything in the back field. But then, my wife, Samantha, wow, I normally call her Sam, but I called her Samantha here. My wife, Sam, she noticed out of one of the upstairs windows that there were some feathers and stuff, and we thought that maybe Duke, the dog, got one of the chickens, because we have a pen, and then we have Duke's the field, and Duke has either access to the field or he's in his pen, and the goats and chickens have access to field, and we rotate them. Anyways, Duke had access to the field, but there were chicken feathers everywhere. We assumed that he reached in and grabbed one of the chickens. I come running out. I find the chicken behind. I've got a archery target that I built out of carpet back there, and she was kind of tucked in. Now, Duke, the dog, was not anywhere around the chicken. She was like, I could just reach down and pick her up. So he could have easily grabbed her, shook her, whatever. So, we're having conflict on whether he even did the attack at all or not. So I picked the chicken up, huge gash, the wounds that I showed you in the photos. Apparently the skin on chickens is very loose. Once they rip, it separates. You can see that there's some flesh exposed, some actual meat of the bird is exposed. So, we do some research. We figure out we isolate her. I've got her in a little pen in the shop here, and I've put some disinfectant in, cleaned it up. I exposed it, and so that the air is getting to it. Because if you wrap it up with stuff and it gets a bit of an infection, or bugs can get in there and lay little larvae, and you'll get maggots and stuff all on the wound. So we left it exposed. It's dried out. It's kind of like a scab. She's doing great. She's, we're hoping no infection comes in. We're trying to keep it clean, and hopefully she makes a great recovery. I know she's just a chicken, but she's our chicken, and it's my responsibility to take care of her. You can't just give up on the animals. I've had a few scenarios where that's kind of been like the thought process from others is that, oh, well, it's just a goat and it's just a chicken. And, well, it's my responsibility. And when it comes time to eating animals, yep, if I need to eat the chickens, I'm going to eat them. But if I don't have to and they're in my care, it's my responsibility. So we're going to save this bird. Hopefully there's no infection. She's a little upset that we're even in here right now. She's been liking it all by herself. And the first night after the injury, she did not lay an egg, but now she's back to laying eggs. So, she's not feeling too stressed. But we thought it was Duke the dog. I gave him a real good scolding. Like, all the evidence just said dog, right? But then as we thought about it, like with a dog, you would have canine holes, like puncture wounds.
Yeah.
And probably upper and lower canine punctures, because it would grab around the chicken. We didn't see anything. There's no damage underneath. And, dog, when they grab stuff like that, they normally grab it in an easier location, like around the neck or up around the face area, right? And they give them a shake till they're dead.
Yeah.
Right? But the chicken was alive. Nothing up there. We can't find any puncture wounds. A buddy down the road and a buddy up the street here, they both think it was a raccoon. And now I'm like on board. The mystery is that the chicken was in the field and they've never gotten out to that field before unless I let them out. How did the chicken get over there? I have no idea. Maybe an eagle, we thought a raptor or something, came down and grabbed the chicken and tried to carry off with it. Could be possible. Those birds leave pretty big, deep claw marks, though, which we also did not see. And if you look in the photos, you can tell I'm trying to show that there's no like lesions, no cuts, and no canine marks. So it's a bit of a mystery what happened. So after I pondered, and I feel guilty because I already kind of scolded the dog a little bit. You leave the chickens. What did you do? Whatever. Put him in his pen. But I think that a raccoon or a minx grabbed the chicken. They're quite strong. Probably pulled them through the fence, which probably caused the rip in the skin, and the skin just peels back off the chicken's back. That's how their skin works. Ours cuts and it kind of stays in place. There's cuts and it kind of shoots down. And then I think that Duke, the dog, probably intervened and maybe even saved the chicken. That's my thought process. I'm no detective, but when I first came in, I thought it was Duke, right?
But that's what I would think automatically, right? Because there's no other animals around.
No, you think it's the dog, it's the chicken. Everyone's had that story, right?
Yeah, but even when you tell me that it was Duke, it's like, he does chase the chickens a little bit, but
well, the chickens have been in his pen, and he just barks at them. He doesn't do nothing. He never puts them in his mouth. The same with the goats. He will chase them around a bit. Never puts teeth on them. So
no, he just runs around and plays a little bit. Yeah, he's never.
No, I think it was not Duke. In fact, I think it was vice versa that Duke probably intervened on that scenario. So I feel a little bad. But I gave him some little extra love. Who knows what happened? That's what drives me insane. I'm gonna get some cameras back here. My buddy down the street has some cameras to see what goes on, and we've seen an eagle and his property come in and sit on the roof of the top of the chicken cover and wait for the chickens to poke out, and then jumps off the roof onto the chicken and then flies off, and just the talons alone go so deep so fast the chicken doesn't really survive. With this chicken, there are no lesions like that. It's such a freaking mystery.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities it could be, but I agree that I don't think it was Duke.
No, I don't think it was Duke. Man, that drives me insane.
Yeah, I got to get some cameras out there, because if it was a raccoon or something, they're going to come back.
Right, we haven't got him back, and so, I'll pop him with the airsoft rifle.
There you go.
Speaking of airsoft rifle, so tomorrow is Sunday, and I'm going to go for my first airsoft tourney, a little competition between some friends here, and I just kind of wanted to go over what I was going to take here. So I'm going to grab this rifle here, and this is, I had the information written down, but I don't anymore. So this is my my SeaTac Airsoft sniper rifle. It can go up to 400 plus feet. It's feet per second, and it's spring. It's not battery operated. So this is going to be my sniper. I have a sling, so I'm going to try and operate this tomorrow. I don't know how big the field is. I've never done it before. I had to use a .32 gram BB to drop it under the 400 feet per second range so that the impacts aren't as bad. And I think I have to be 12 feet away before I'm allowed to fire at a person. But a pretty nice gun. This is a real wood stock, and these are all real metal pieces. There's no plastic on here. It's got the leg stands, which are pretty sweet.
It's a nice bipod.
Yeah. Yeah, bipod leg stands. Dustin knows more about rifles than I do. I'm a bow person. Anyways, so, I'm pretty excited to get this out in the field. So you guys can all take a look at that, and you can hold on to that. It's got some good weight to it.
Yeah, it does have some nice weight. I mean,
it's pretty comfortable. It feels like a real rifle when you're holding it.
I like this. This is super comfy to use.
The thumb, I never use it. I gotta try and do it more. But if you try and pull the lever back, it's actually quite stiff.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then you push it forward. The safety's on, so you won't be able to fire anything, and I don't want you to. There's nothing in there for you to even fire, but we'll just leave it like that. And then, so, with this rifle, just being an airsoft gun, let me just swing this around in your face, Dustin.
Don't worry, I'm staying away from the end.
Right here, you push this little button, the little cartridge comes out, you fill this up or have a backup, and then you stick this back in, and that's where your pellets go. So that's that gun. And then, because I'm getting all pumped to do these airsoft rifle stuff, I got my wife, it's for myself through my wife. I got her this model. It is a replica. I know it's not real.
It doesn't matter.
People will comment about. I took some photos with my wife holding this, and she had her finger in the wrong position. It didn't have nothing in it. I get it. You want to be safe. Safety's on. But this is, I know nothing about this model or anything like that. It's made by Combat. It is way away from you.
I'm just stepping back, man. I take gun safety seriously, whether it's fake or real.
I know, you should. Semi-auto system. So it's got a semi-auto and a full auto, which it does. It shoots pretty good. It's battery operated. What model of gun is this, Dustin?
That looks like it is a AR-15 maybe?
Yeah, one of those models. Just a replica. I don't know if it's even to the actual specs or if they just made it kind of to look like it, but just throw whatever they want on there. I'm not sure.
Usually the high quality ones, they make two spec, a real gun, firearm accessories would fit on these.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that this gun qualifies for the real specs or not. I have shot it, but I don't know much. I'm not a gun guy, like I said, but it's pretty cool when I'm holding it. This area here is metal, and then you come up here, and this is more like a high density, plastic.
Which is the same. That's the same for a real one.
Yeah. Okay. And then the stock moves. You pull the hander, lever out.
Yeah, it should have 3 settings. Should have a far one, a middle one,
and the last one. It's got quite a few settings.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So you got quite a bit. And then this thing, it's completely customizable. You can unscrew this, put a different motor in this, I guess, and change the top, change the barrel. It's pretty customizable. It's pretty sweet. Change the handle, add attachments. So that's my wife's gun, and her brother Lucas, he got himself an UGG, and he was here shooting. I'm going to ask him if he gives me permission to upload a video of him shooting it so that you can get an idea of what it's like when it's on auto. You can it's pretty sweet, how fast they're shooting the BBs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you feel this gun, you've held real ones. I've never done that.
This is pretty close actually to the real weight.
Yeah.
A real one with the tactical scope on it. That's what we call it.
The tactical scope.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. I'm sure it's got a better name than that. I think it goes about 7 pounds.
Okay.
Right? That's why they make it so popular when they're doing PT in the military. They do lots of things you got to do a wall sit, but you also have to hold your weapon out like this, right? And they keep you all right, 10 minutes, and you're just that's not gonna happen. But this is actually quite the spec, right? They have the what do you call it? The mag release, mag release on
wow.
both, mag release on both sides, which is sweet. And and the cocking handle here is to spec, right? Like the real ones actually have that. And what I love, and it's absolutely unnecessary for a fire like a airsoft gun, is that they have the bumper here.
So what's the bumper do in a real gun?
So when you cock the action, sometimes the firing pin, like I think if you, it doesn't go.
But you can open this and it's got some stuff inside. It's tough though. Fuck, gotta have.
So in here, stay open. In here, it doesn't look exactly like this for a real gun, obviously, but you have the firing mechanism in here, right, called the bolt. And sometimes when you cock the action back all the way, it doesn't go all the way. So sometimes like you'll see someone who loads a new magazine, they'll load it, they'll cock it, and then when they're done cocking it, they'll go, whoosh, right, and you just see them smack that, and it just forces the bolt forward all the way, so you don't have a stoppage or something.
Oh, okay.
It's not necessary, but most of the time you use this hand when you're gonna cock it. Mm-hmm. You go like this, or you can have an ambidextric one that goes here. Most of the time, like if it were me and I was like loading my magazine, it would be like dropping all your BBs.
That's all right. They're biodegradable.
Right? I would load it like this, and then I would go, and then I would.
Okay.
Right, but there's also usually like this thing here on this side. Yeah, I'll
turn it around.
This right here is a bolt release. Obviously, sorry, right there. This right here is a bolt release. Obviously, it doesn't do anything on this because this thing doesn't have a bolt. But after you change the magazine, you don't even have to cock the cocking handle again. You just press this button right there. So you'd load this up, hit that, and the whole bolt would just move forward automatically. So you don't even need to.
Okay.
Right? So it's actually it's like these things that don't function properly. It makes it hard to actually show on camera how to use it. But it's really, really close to spec. The only thing I would say that kind of drives me a little bonkers is that the mag release is only on the one side.
Right.
But this is the side you would have your trigger, for me, my trigger finger on anyways. So it doesn't make too big of a difference, but it's nice to have.
Okay, we'll just put that down. So everyone, just so you know, it's not a real gun. It's a replica gun. I don't even know if it's a replica of an actual gun. It's just like it's close enough type deal. It's a toy. It can't hurt anybody. It's designed so that you can actually fire at people and not hurt them. It's a step up from Nerf. It's a step down from BBs.
That's right. It's right. It's a happy medium. It's an airsoft gun. Yeah. But this thing is really nice. Like if I actually get an airsoft gun, I was looking at the prices, man. They're up there. But I found one that was like really nice. But I would get one that was like this, especially now that these type of weapons are banned in Canada now.
Yeah.
So now I know I can't have a real one. It kind of breaks my heart. I would probably get an airsoft one.
Well, we'll see how long that stuff sticks around. I was thinking about getting my PAL. I hunt with a bow. I do all my stuff like that, all with a bow. I don't have my PAL. I've barely ever shot any real guns, so I'm not the person to talk or school or represent anybody with any rifle experience, and I'm definitely not the guy to listen to on that stuff. But I think, I'm hoping those rules don't make it through because it just doesn't make sense. We could dive into that, but I'm not going to.
We could talk about that for hours. We're going to move on to...
Let's move on to my packs here. I wanted to show off some of my Eberly stock bags here because,
I didn't bring mine, so we've been talking.
Yeah, we've been talking bug out stuff, so I just thought I would show you my bag setups here. So this is the first bag I got that Dustin actually got me for my birthday years and years ago. I should have just put a hook up here. But anyways, it's an Eberly stock. It's so awesome, this bag. It's got good quality fabric. It's got these nice thick back pads. This is all adjustable to your spine, and there's actually a metal rod in here that you can take out and adjust to the shape of your spine. This deep, big pad on your lower back fills that gap really nice. So when this sits, it feels really good and secure. It's got good shoulder ones in here, and you can adjust this up and down depending on your height, like I said. This one's got it's got a gun scabbard I fold it up in here. So I can put an actual rifle in through the top, into the back if I'm hunting. I actually have used that for my tripod and my camera in the past while I was out looking to take photos of elk. You know, super sweet. It just got this top pouch right here, pocket on the side, pocket on the side. It's got the inner pockets here. It's got the side pocket, and it's got a bladder on one side and just an empty pocket on the other that I put my hammock in. Unzips down the middle, and it expands the whole size of the bag.
This is like one of my favorite features of this bag because it's perfect for like if you go on a hunt, you can.
Yeah, you can put your meat in there or whatever it's for. You can buy also a panel that zips to the sides here and here to fill this space, making the bag bigger if you so wish. But I don't need to do that. I just use. You can buy the Eberly stock duffel, and the duffel bag itself, it fits in this little pack here. For people online, it's squished into a little tiny bag that you can put into your back, like a compression bag, and it's made out of netting. So it's a pretty small bag. And then the duffel bag is a full-size duffel, you know, with good waterproof zipping around the back. It's got these heavy-duty clips on the side, like on the top, like kind of like high-quality plastic carabiners for the strap, the shoulder strap. And this here on the back of it, if you go, it's got that waterproof material or that water-resistant type material. And you would just zip this to the front of the bag, and it would extend it.
It's like a whole new pouch, right?
Yeah.
In front of the bag.
So that's a pretty sweet bag. Now, so I have another bag that I actually use more for hunting that I bought for my wife. And I ended up using it. So this would be like my bug out bag would be perfect. This one here at home zips down tight. I can carry whatever I need with it. Bladder, food, whatever. So I stock this up for my bug out bag. Use this for my get home bag, which is the bag you put in your car, and in case something happens, you need to go in on foot. This is the bag. And then if I am ever in a situation where I need to, I can attach them and take all my materials with me. So that's kind of my bug out bag, bug home bag combo that I'm going to use in the future. And then just moving quickly here is to the bag that I bought my wife, which also is an Eberly stock. I don't know what model this is. I'll have to look it up. It's I think it's got two frames anyways. So this part here unclips, unzips, and this metal L-frame that runs along the back comes off, and it's its own pack. And what you can do is in between the main backpack that holds all your items and the L-shaped back frame, you can put your kill, your meat or whatever in between there and not have to put any meat into your bag. I like that. It sits in between the two packs, the frame and the bag, and then you don't have to put anything inside your pack. So this one's a little smaller and about the same weight, and it's got quite a few pockets. One day I'm going to dive into a deeper videos on those, but so I've got my bug out combo going on there. My plan is to make a list of items that I think are good and throw them in there and have a get home and a bug out bag. But yeah, so and then the other one's going to be my hunting. I take it with us bow hunting, and I don't have to hold too much stuff in there, so that's pretty good. And then Dustin, you've got a pretty nice bag.
Yeah, I actually got my bag the same time I got him his bag. I'm a good gift giver.
Well, that bag there, the whole system's like $500. I don't know what it is now, but at the time, that's what it was costing.
That's what I got it from Samuel, but it cost more.
Yeah.
I was his roommate at the time, so he gave me a good deal. But my bag is the same brand, and it has very similar features to make the bag expand and stuff. I won't go too much into detail because I'm actually going to bring it and we're going to do a video. And I actually have mine, I would say about half, maybe 3/4 set up for bug out. So, I mean, I got all my ropes and my water filters and first aid kits and sleeping gear. But I'm going to show all that in the next video that we do. And I'm going to talk about how I like to do mine. Dirk Godey knows this, but I love things that can go compact. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, my sleeping gear.
The weight counts, right?
Exactly.
a heavy duty bag is normally going to cost you a little bit more weight, and then so you want the materials that go in it to be less weight. So it's important. Like we'll make a list of things to touch on about weight, what kind of stuff you want to go into.
Yeah.
Because I'm planning on putting together my bug out bag, and we're going to do a podcast and video on that because everybody's getting into the bug out scene. Sorry to cut you off there, but we actually have to wrap it up pretty quick.
Oh, that's fine, yeah. Like I said, we'll do more details on my bug out on another video where we can actually show you everything that's inside.
Yeah, and then we can talk about it and explain it and describe it to people who are just listening. Yeah. Because it's not just a YouTube channel.
That's true.
It's also a podcast.
It will be very in-depth talking.
Yep. Okay, guys. Thanks. I'll check you next time.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Nobody says that anymore.
Every video I see says that.